name is Vaughn Mohite. This is my first presentation. One of the most used and groundbreaking technologies is the invention of the corrective lens, which allows people with eye deficiencies to see clearly. Corrective lenses can be seen on many successful people in the forms of eyeglasses or contacts. A few examples of this is the Portuguese soccer star Cristiano Ronaldo, the English soccer player and model David Beckham, and American actor Johnny Depp. I'll start with the history of corrective lenses and how they work. The Romans first created a magnifying glass for enlarging letters to make them clear. According to Taking Eyeglasses Seriously, the invention of ophthalmic lenses undoubtedly marks a turning point in the development of optical instruments. An ophthalmic lens is a lens that corrects eyesight deficiencies such as nearsightedness. The first pair of proper glasses were created by Italian inventors in the 13th century. These glasses were comprised of wooden or leather frames. They were mainly available to wealthy and soon became a symbol of intelligence and prosperity. Johannes Kepler is credited with his explanation on how concave and convex lenses can correct eyesight deficiencies. A concave lens is traditionally used to correct nearsightedness. This is done by causing the rays of light to diverge in front of the eye, causing the image to come into focus. A convex lens is used to correct farsightedness, and this is done by it causing the light to converge at a spot just outside the lens called a focal point. The focal point is put just in front of the eye and allow farsighted users to see clearly. A well-known inventor named Ben Franklin is attributed to the creation of bifocals. Bifocals were a type of eye that allowed the user to see both near and far by using the same pair of glasses. This was done by slicing two lenses in half and placing them into the same frame. Another popular style of eyewear was scissor spectacles. This style can be stored in your pocket and be retrieved whenever you need to look at important documents such as legal reports. This is done by the main hinge on the arm of the lenses. The Industrial Revolution of the 18th century allowed for mass production of glasses. This allowed normal working men and women to have access to vision correction. According to the video The Eyes Have It, eyeglasses became mandatory for factory workers. This is following a multitude of injuries that resulted from a splinter injuring a worker's eye. The 1930s spurred the idea that eyeglasses were more of a fashion statement than a corrective instrument. According to the video The Eyes Have It, eyeglasses were more than mere optical instruments. They're now viewed as another fashion accessory. The trends of the 1950s led to the popularity of cat-eye glasses. This style allowed glasses to be seen as feminine instead of being unisex like the majority of frames before it. Leonardo da Vinci first sparked the idea of a corrective lens that sat on the eye. He first started his studies using a bowl of water. He asked a man with poor vision to look into the bowl of water and asked him what he saw. The man reported having an ability to see more clearly. Da Vinci then began sketches on a lens with a funnel that water could be poured into, and this resulted in the first drawings of a contact lens. The English mathematician Sir John Herschel also had input on the idea of contacts. He suggested that in order to make contacts a reality, you would need a mold of the eye to create the design. Unfortunately, this wasn't fully executed until long after, mainly because no one really knew how to make a mold of it properly. This is mainly due to the cornea being a very sensitive tissue with thousands of nerves. The first known glass contact was created in 1887 by the German glassblower F.A. Muller. He did this by using Herschel's idea of the mold. The first contact lenses were heavy and covered the entire front of the eye. As a result, the lens drastically reduced oxygen supply to the cornea, and they could only be worn for a few hours. Thus, they failed to gain widespread acceptance. In 1948, Kevin Toohey created contact lenses that faintly resemble the ones we use today. These contacts were made of fully plastic, small in diameter, and covered only the cornea. When these lenses were properly fitted, they could be worn for over 16 hours, a vast improvement from Muller's design. The largest event in the history of contact lenses is the invention of the hydrophilic soft contact lens by Otto Werschel and Dravaschau Lim in 1959. These lenses became very popular due to their softness and malleability. Now let's go into the field of sports, where contacts can be a must for some players. Example of this is the likes of the Juventus player Cristiano Ronaldo, the Lakers power forward LeBron James, the Heat point guard Dwayne Wade, and also the Broncos linebacker Von Miller. These players depend on contacts to play at their best. According to the Optometry Times, some advantages of contact lenses in sports include increased peripheral field and no visual distortion. I know from experience that these aspects are critical when we want to play at your optimum potential. Now we'll also explore the fields of medicine and science. Proper eyesight is critical in these departments. This is especially true for surgeons where one minuscule mistake can be detrimental. These professionals typically use glasses instead of contacts. According to a study done by the National Institute of Health, 14 million Americans are visually impaired. This can be a staggering number when compared to the US population. In summary, corrective lenses have had a profound impact on society today. This impact ranges from sports to science and even the common man. For most of us, without corrective lenses, the world around us would just be a blurry haze.